Did you know witches have ties to anti-Semitism? If you didn't, it's time for you to listen.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 106.
Woo! Crazy to be in the hundreds. Gets me every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sadie.
And I'm Juliet. Obviously.
And we created the Goddess Hangs podcast to inspire you to live magically. Yes, nailing the new
feels
intro.
So good.
Feels really good. Woohoo! We are in our full Christmas attire. I'm in my one Christmas outfit. Juliet's got her naughty.
It says naughty, and it's a bunch of Christmas lights tied up in knots. And I discovered it does glow in the dark. So watch out for me on your street.
That's amazing. I'm in my Santa, risque Santa outfit that I had for SantaCon when I went last year.
I love it. I'm having a flashback to last Christmas. You wore this cute outfit. Yeah, I remember. It's a great look.
Great look. It comes in handy every year. Mm-hmm. Me and 70 sitting in this outfit recording Goddess Hangs podcast at Christmas.
Of course. I'll get a blue one next year.
Yes. Or green.
Be the Hanukkah hottie.
Oh, yeah, for Hanukkah. Oh, my God, I love that. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. So we're going to talk about Yule and winter solstice and Christmas traditions. I'm very excited. We did this last year, too, but I was like, we have to revisit it.
Oh, my gosh. Always a good revisiting topic. I have a very fun Hanukkah song to sing for you all at the end of the program. And just to give you a hint, it's educational. We're going to learn how there are some anti-Semitic ties to the witch world. We're going to
I have heard that before.
We're going to learn a little. And we're going to sing a little.
More.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wait. It's a great Hanukkah song.
Before we dive in.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy Hanukkah. What's new with you, Juliet?
Not as much as what's new with you. Let's think. We brought home a Christmas tree. Ooh. Very, very exciting. It was fun to decorate it. My house feels so cozy. Mm-hmm. And we were, I want to support the small tree farmers. Mm. But we went to one place. Did I tell you this? We went to one place and it was like a 6-foot tree. They're like, that'll be $215. Yeah. And we said, I'm so sorry, but no. So we went to Lowe's.
We went to Lowe's too.
We went to Lowe's. So, we had the intention, but it just wasn't in the cards. Maybe next year. So we have a beautiful tree. And Sweetie Girl's doing really good.
Yay!
She's regaining her trust. She's my little, abandoned, rescue, traumatized budgie. Oh. She gave me some kisses on my hand, which was very sweet. She let me scratch her little face. She puts her little feet on my hand and eats seed. And every day we have an Elvis and Beatles dance party.
I love it.
Every day around 2 to 3 p.m. Yeah. So, she's doing amazing. Did I tell you that I took her to the vet and she was completely fine? Just wanted to go for a car ride. That reminds me of my grandma. I'm sure I've told you this, but when she lived with my aunt and my uncle and my cousins, they would just always... She just wanted to get out of the house. Yeah. So they would just bring her with on all the errands and she would just sit in the car. They'd just, let her look out the window.
I like going for car rides. Sometimes Craig and I just sort of like, you want to go for a drive? I mean, we live by the beach, so we drive along a cliff with a beautiful view, but I like riding in cars. I don't know. It's nice.
Well, if you know anything about the valley, they drove through Van Nuys and it wasn't quite, there wasn't much to see, but they'd stop and get her. It wasn't coffee. It was a coffee drink. It was definitely coffee. She's like, no, it's not coffee. It's a coffee drink. She just, that was.
Did she mean like a latte or something?
Like it was like a mocha frappa something. She's like, there's not coffee in this. I'm like, okay. She used to love chocolate too. And one time my cousin was doing this project where they would, you know, those things where they take a bunch of dirt and seeds and put it into like a ball, and then you like, it's like a bomb. Like you throw it into your garden and then like flowers start to grow.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Anyway, she thought it was chocolate and started eating it and was very surprised when it was dirt.
One time my grandpa drank my contacts. Because we were all traveling as a family like to Madison for a wedding or something, and I forgot my contact case, you know, like my little contact case.
Yeah.
And so, but my mom had contacts too, so she had solution, so I just used these 2 cups. I had to keep them separate because my prescription's different in each eye, so I had these 2 cups, and I put my toiletry bag on top of them so that nobody would touch those cups. But Grandpa got in there, and after he brushed his teeth, he filled that. He's sweet. And he drank my contacts.
Grandpa drank Sadie's contact lenses.
And I didn't have my glasses either, because I keep my contact case in my glasses case. And I am blind. I have been blind since 1st grade. Like I'm like so close to being actually legally blind. So it was this whole thing. We had to run to a Walgreens and convince them to give us a sample contact, and it took half the day, and it was very stressful on a wedding day, but we got it done. The time my grandpa drank my contacts.
Grandparents, those little curious
little
buggers.
They're just putting stuff in their mouth willy-nilly.
Oh my gosh. Let's see, what else is new? Ooh, I had kind of a magical night last night.
Ooh, tell us more.
So I have been seeing peacocks everywhere. It's almost to the point of like, okay already.
We all know what that means.
Hera! Cusco! So, Hera likes to let me know when I need to pay more attention to her. And so last night, I moved my desk into what was once Victor's office. Now it's our office.
Wow.
I said, now you really can't get away from me. So now I have my own little setup in there, and I'm going to decorate and make it really cute. But the bedroom, I was like, ooh, now this can be, you know, just more of like a fun little sexy, relaxing zone. I'm not working in here. And I was inspired. There's a goddess in our community, and I won't say the name, but it rhymes with Hera, actually.
Oh, yeah.
In case you want me to keep this private. And she's doing a whole renovation, like making her room like this sexy situation. And I was like, that's it, I'm doing it. And so last night I painted these like beautiful silhouettes of like women's bodies.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm trying to make like a little vibe in there. So
fun.
I painted last night. I ate chocolate chip cookies. I watched season 3 of Love is Blind. I started that one.
I haven't watched I was obsessed with season 1. Still haven't seen 2 or 3.
Season 2 I found to be very disappointing, and I heard that season 3 is not much better, but we'll try. We're gonna try. Love a good reality show. And then what else? Oh, and then okay, if you're related to me, just don't listen to this next part. So this is your warning. I have some like 10-year-old cousins who listen. Stop it. Put on a different thing. So I got this guidance of like, you're going to turn the lighting in your room pink. And you're going to put on something really sexy. And you're going to get your crystal rose quartz sphere, and you're gonna roll around on it. And so I was with my Victor's in the next room editing. He comes in, he's like, what are you? I was like, please leave me be.
You're like, this is a private situation.
I had like the root chakra music playing on the TV, and I was like, baby, I'm getting grounded. And he's like, okay. And then I took the sphere and I was told to put it under my feet. And that felt really good. I was like, oh, I'm connecting to the earth. 3 stories up tall.
Yeah.
So I don't get too much grass in between my toes, which I miss. So I did that for a while. And then I took out this like really amazing, delicious like massage oil that we have. And Victor's like, why is this out? I was like, I was giving myself a massage. Okay.
He's like, when am I invited?
He's so busy right now. I would like for him to be invited very soon, though. So I just had this like whimsical, magical, sensual little night with myself.
Wow.
I loved it. And then I got all these ideas and I was writing them down. And I know what I want to do on our TikTok. Our TikTok, by the way, is really growing quickly. We're at about 9,000 followers.
I'm at 15,000 now. I'm just like, what
Sadie's
happened?
I almost said a hero. I mean, you are.
I am a hero.
An icon, a TikTok queen. So we're having a lot of fun over there. There's content over there that is not here and that is not on Instagram.
Yeah.
Why? Because I should be better at repurposing all of it. But if you don't want to miss a thing,
yeah,
head over to TikTok at Goddess Hangs, at I am Sadie Olson, and at Juliet. I think there's a dot in the middle.
I think it's the same. Yeah.
And I share things about my music and my bird.
Yeah.
Which is the center of my life these days. So, oh yeah, and I have a new song come out last week called I Am Free with a beautiful lyric video. So that was exciting. I heard some really sweet things from a lot of you that you loved the song. It's your anthem. I love that. And, so I'm not going to say sneaky. I'm a little, how about intentional? I know what I'm up to. Remember the story I told you about when Victor finally moved out of his grandma's garage, basically? It was because his parents went out of town, and that's when I moved him out. Oh yeah, that's what happened, because he wasn't gonna move. Like, he was very content there, and I was like, look, we kept looking for places, and it just, his family goes out of town for 10 days and I moved that guy out. And now we have lived together for 2 years and it's the best. Well, for his birthday, I got us tickets to Italy,
right?
And then I was like, well, I should probably book an engagement ring appointment, because I mean, it would be really a waste.
Okay, I was like, you had that appointment, and I was like, oh, somebody's getting engaged in Italy.
I mean, I hope. But it was just, I was like, that would be such a wasted opportunity. So let's just move this along. So I booked us the appointment, and we went together.
Well,
and
I remember he said December, so.
Well, we had talked about we're going in December.
Yeah, like not that, that you were going to start looking in December.
Yeah, we're going to start looking. So I'm kind of an easy shopper. Like, that store was enough. I found the one I wanted.
Yay!
Yeah, so we'll see. When something magical happens in Italy, let's all act really surprised.
What?
Here's what you're not going to see. A picture of me going, with my hands up.
You're going to be like a smirk on your face and like a wink.
I'm going to like wink at the camera. But it was really fun, and I pulled such a smooth move. So we were at the store, and the man helping us was so friendly and so great and so helpful. And he's like, okay, great. So I'm gonna like send you these quotes, because he had my email. And I said, as if I had prepared this. You know how you can never think of the right thing to say in the moment? I was like, I am the coolest girl in the world. I said, actually, Chris, I'm going to remove myself from this equation and you can get his email. And I was like, oh, that felt good to say. So that was really fun. I mean, who knows? Life's a grand mystery and adventure. You never know what's going to happen. But as of now, those wheels are in motion. And I don't think it's a secret. He's telling everybody. So I don't think I'm ruining any sort of surprise. So yeah, we did that. We got a tree, and it was just rolling around on my rose quartz sphere, tapping into my inner wisdom, I guess.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's what's new with me. What's new with you? We're in a jolly mood, but we're actually not so jolly.
I have been straight up not having a good time.
I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and just say it all really fast, because I can't really talk about it because I'm really sad. But this is our last episode recording in this studio.
Not our last episode.
Just recording here. I'm moving out and Craig is staying here. I'm like nervous. I don't know how to talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it, but we've just made a mutual decision to separate, and we're both extremely devastated and sad, but our intuition is just telling us both very clearly and very strongly that now's the time. It had been a question for a while, and it's something I think we were just putting off and avoiding because we love each other so much, and there's still so much good, but we're just stuck in some cycles no matter how much we work on ourselves and together, and it just feels very clear that it's time for us to grow on our own. So I've been packing up all my stuff and crying, and it's actually been really hard, but Craig and I have just been making the most of it. Like, let's go do this one last time. It's very sad, but we're like, let's go to our favorite restaurant in Hollywood one last time for a date. Let's do this, like, and it's been very sweet, and we've been treasuring the past week together. We kind of had 2 weeks leading up, and I rebooked my Christmas ticket back to Wisconsin as a one-way. I'm gonna go back there for a while and just be with my family, because I don't want to rush into the next place on my own, or I don't know what I want to do. So that's just been really hard, because I like live in my oceanfront dream apartment, and I love him and our cats. Boo's gonna stay here for a while I go home, so that's been really hard because I don't know how long I'm gonna be without her, but I have pets back in Wisconsin, and I just love her too much to put her through that stress of moving back and forth. So she's going to stay here for now. So yeah, I've been really sad. Oh, okay. I'm okay. But I'm embracing being the alchemist, and I'm turning shit into gold, and I wish I could like rewind and show how many times on this podcast I've made comments about wanting to travel the world, and I want to travel for a year and then have a family and all of that. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go travel for a little while. I don't know my exact plans or for how long, but that's been kind of holding me together, is having that to look forward to and plan for. And what was really fun is I got brunch with our friend Steffi, who's an amazing psychic. She's Spirit Sis. She was on the podcast, and she does astrocartography. And so as soon as I told her, like, I'm going through this devastating thing, but at least I have this one thing to grasp onto and look forward to, she was like, oh my gosh, like, I gotta like look this up for you. And of course this is the case, she just did like a very summarized little astrocartography reading. What was crazy is she sent me the voice memo at 2:22 p.m. and it was 2 minutes and 22 seconds long.
Oh my gosh.
All on accident. But so I want to start traveling in March. Like, I want to go home for a couple months and then start some traveling in March. And I have a transit that I think has something to do with Jupiter, but it's about like literal movement and expansion, and it happens once every 11 years, and it's happening then.
Great.
She's like, this could not be a more perfect time for you to go do this. It's like literally written in the stars that you go do this. So that felt very validating, and it's been just for Craig and I both, like, we keep kind of wanting to be like, never mind, let's just stay stuck in our old ways. Like, wanting to sort of, we kind of, we're both on this roller coaster of feeling confident in our intuition and sad but excited for the possibilities of the future. Then we both go through the moments of like, never mind, let's just stay together. But we both been experiencing such powerful like synchronicities and signs, and like all of a sudden these opportunities and positive things are rolling in, and it's like, we're energetically, we've made space for the next phase in life, and it's been validated again and again and again, and I still know it's the right choice, but it's definitely going to be hard for a while. And being, not with Juliet every week in person is going to be hard.
I'm very sad. But very supportive.
Yeah. But you know, the podcast is still gonna come out every week. All of our amazing coven calls and psychic circle calls and alchemy collective calls are all gonna be happening. I think it's gonna be fun when I travel for a little while that I'm gonna be calling in from different places. That'll be really cool. But I've really been reflecting on this because obviously I'm going through like this is the biggest breakup that I've gone through. I've never lived with someone before. I've never dated someone this long before. We've been together for exactly 3.5 years and lived together for over 2 of those years. So it's a lot. Our lives, we built this life together and it's awful to take it apart. It sucks. But there's so much I want, and one of the big things that I wanted to do when I desired to start like an online business was like, oh, I'll be able to travel so easily. And that was like always a thing. And then the synchronicity there was that my cousin was like, oh, I'm about to leave on a year-long like trip around the world. Like, do you want to come meet us in a couple spots? And I was like, okay, thanks for the sign. Like, yes, this is right. But I was reflecting on like, the bigger the change you want for your life, like the farther away your life is now from where you want it to be, the harder it's gonna be. Like I love the life I've built here, but it's not what I originally dreamed about. It's not it. I outgrew it in a way. We both did. Craig and I. We were definitely meant to be. He's definitely a soulmate. I think we have more than one soulmate. We definitely, I mean, when we met, we were just so different and we grew so much together. But there's a completely different life that I had always dreamed about. And I feel like the universe is like, it's time, you're ready for it now. And so it's like, if you want a completely different life, it's going to be really hard. And there's probably more you might grieve that you have to leave behind, but I really trust this, and yeah, that's what's new with me.
I'm very proud of you.
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna pull it together. Let's talk about Yule.
Okay. As in you'll be okay. As in you'll be hopefully moving back soon.
Yeah, I will be.
Oh my gosh.
I will. Yes, I will. So Christmas, huh? We're excited about it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for just being so brave and open and vulnerable. And you've always been such an open book. And it takes like true courage to do everything you're doing and to then talk about it. It's amazing. I really look up to you. I really do. And you will still see us next week.
Yes.
We're going to get some nice webcams and microphones, and we'll just be apart for a little bit. And then we'll be back together in January for a big fun weekend.
Yes.
DM us if you want to come meet up with us and hang out in San Diego.
Yeah.
In January. I don't want to post anything like an address publicly or anything, but just DM us, and
yes,
if you
you're
see
in the area.
Normal.
Send you the link. If you see.
I mean, you know, if it's like, you know, really. Anyways, that sounds mean, but sorry. You would do the same.
Just keeping it real.
So we'll have that magical weekend, and then we'll be apart January, February, and then March, April we'll both be traveling. And then my vision is you'll be back in May, but we'll see. Whatever's best. Yes. But the journey is going to evolve and continue, and I'm sure we'll have so many stories, and and we'll like really be catching up because we'll be living, you know, so far apart and stuff. I'm in complete shock and denial that this is all happening.
I know, me too.
But it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yes. Yes, all good things opening up and happening. So let's talk about the winter solstice and Yule.
Okay.
Okay, where do you want to begin?
Well, I know that Yule is celebrated typically on the 21st, right? Or whenever the winter solstice occurs. And it is the longest night of the year. The least amount of daylight, the longest amount of nightlight. And I mean, I watched so many videos today, but what I know you took some notes.
I did.
So why don't you tell us, and I'll chime in when I remember something.
Okay, so winter solstice and Yule. So winter solstice is like, I feel like, I mean, different sources say like different things, and it's really like depends on like if you celebrate like what your tradition is, but most would consider winter solstice like the day, like December 21st, and then Yule tends to be like a 12-day celebration.
Oh, yes.
It can go as long as 2 months, though. It kind of depends on your tradition, but that's where like the 12 days of Christmas originates from. So December 21st, it's the shortest day of the year, the longest night of the year. And so it really marks our, like, it's gonna, the days start becoming longer again, so that's like this turning point. And so it's thought of as sort of like the death of the sun, and then the rebirth begins happening. So it marks the beginning of our emergence of like coming back out of the darkness. And so how I was thinking about it is sort of like we all went into our cocoon. We were all caterpillars, and we built our cocoon, and we've been turning into goo.
Yes.
Which feels very accurate. Past couple months, we're turning into goo. We're rearranging some stuff. We're building ourselves back up in a new way, and then we're gonna emerge as a beautiful butterfly. So we've been like moving in the shadows, and I think it's really true. Like our deepest transformations occur when we're surrounded by darkness, and like typically the biggest shifts in our inner world and the biggest aha moments, they come like, we always say like the biggest breakthroughs come after the dark night of the soul. So we really do have to move and sift through our shadows and face our shadows and dig into like, what do we want to take with us and what do we want to leave behind as we're reborn? So that's the energy of the winter solstice. It marks the first small step back into the light, and we get to reform in that chrysalis. So like, what are we going to turn into? So that was like my personal notes, and then I took some fun notes from a couple different sources. With a little history. So this one is womanandhome.com.
Hey, that's us.
But I thought it had some fun notes. So the word solstice comes from the Latin word sol and sisteri, which means standing still. So it means the sun stands still in the sky. And so this article says kind of what I was saying, the sun, it's like the moment that the year dies. So this is, you might consider like a new year energy, but it's before the first. It's ending the period of decreasing light, and it's going to start the period of increasing light, which is exciting. So it's midwinter, opposite of midsummer, the day the greatest light. So it's symbolic of endings and goodbyes, which I thought was hilarious because my first day home will be the 19th, 2 days before the solstice.
Wow,
so
that lines up.
Goodbye, my beautiful beach home. Hello, frozen tundra. So excited for that. So this is what I thought was really cool. I actually hadn't really thought about that, but this article talks about how, we work with the moon. Our coven works with the moon very closely. And so when we manifest along with the moon, we have the opportunity every month where as we manifest to draw things into our life, it's like when the moon is growing bigger, as the moon increases in size during the waxing phase, that's when the moon appears to be growing bigger in the sky. That's when we're like manifesting, right? And then we have the full moon, it's at its peak, and then it begins to look like it's growing smaller, and at the full moon we initiate releasing stuff. So this is like a 30-day cycle where we're drawing in, we're releasing, we're drawing in, we're releasing, and it feels really good to do that. We do that with our coven every month, but this is essentially what the sun is doing as well, but it's on a 6-month period. So the days are getting longer, and then the days are getting shorter. So we've been in this long period of releasing as the days have gotten shorter and shorter and shorter. And now we're moving into this longer period of drawing in, manifesting, the days getting longer, longer, longer. And so what this article is saying is the sun is bigger and slower than the moon. So it's going to have more power because it's this larger force, and it's this larger span of time. It says more impressive than lunar magic. But what I like to think about is like how we can utilize the moon to sort of keep us on track and take those small steps, and we can use the sun as those like long-term goals that we're working towards. So like, what are your intentions to manifest in like the next 6 months? And then you can use the moon cycles to take those small steps. Like, what can I do this month to move towards that bigger goal? What do I need to manifest? What do I need to release? And the moon helps us take it a step at a time. So we're working with the sun and the moon at the same time, which I think is really cool.
That feels so
right.
Correct. I've never heard it said that way, and it just lands.
Yeah,
it just feels so right.
Like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course. So the suggestion from this article, womaninhome.com, shout out: spend the day of shortest light contemplating what it is you'd like to see reborn, and spend the longest night honoring your shadow side and waving goodbye to the elements you'll be getting rid of. So I think this is going to be really cool to think about and say, okay, what do I want to manifest in the next 6 months that is big? And then intentionally using those moon cycles to take those small steps and be held accountable to that bigger goal. I'm excited about that.
And so timely.
And so timely. Okay. And then, like I said, Yule. So it starts on the winter solstice, and it is typically celebrated for 12 days. It's the festival that aligns with the winter solstice. So it's not that they're like separate things. It's that it's like the festival name for the winter solstice. And, the word Yule is derived from the Old Norse word Jol, meaning wheel. So that wheel, the Yule, revolves around a wheel that symbolizes time. So things coming full circle, the start of a new cycle. I thought that was interesting.
That totally ties into cutting the orange slices, drying them, decorating your home with them. It represents both the wheel of time and also the sun.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I didn't think of that either. Let's see. I don't know if I want to do this. One's talking about, okay. I thought this was interesting, and we've heard this before, but I hadn't seen, so Yule has been celebrated for centuries, and then in the 4th century, Constantine wanted to convert pagans to Christianity. So this is why I've heard this so many times where they're like, the historically accurate birth of Jesus was like, I think it was in like the spring or summer or something. It's not December 25th.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I should have looked up when it actually is, but they chose, choosing December 25th was not an accident. It was so that it could align with the Yule celebrations that were already going on. And Christianity does this a lot. It's the same with Easter and different things where you'll see like, why does it align and have almost the same way to celebrate as all these pagan holidays? And that's why, because they were like, okay, well, they're not going to stop doing their traditions, but how do we make it align with, what we want to teach them and have them believe in for Christianity? So that's very interesting. So that date was chosen to match up with these celebrations. And that's why there's like lots of things that for Christmas, you're like, well, what does that have to do with like the birth of Jesus? Like mistletoe and a Christmas tree and all of these things. And so what I thought was cool is a reason why we bring Christmas trees in our home and holly and mistletoe is because they're able to survive the harsh winters. So it's representative of that like life force energy, even through the darkness.
Evergreen.
So we bring that energy into our home. And then I have some... Oh, I thought these were cool. And then I have some more ways to celebrate. Maybe we can circle back that at the end. But these are some customs that I thought. So the leaving out treats custom, that we leave out treats for Santa, that goes back to another custom that comes from Yule, is that children would leave out sweets for a mythical creature. For Viking children, sugar and hay would be left out for Odin's 8-legged horse, Sleipnir. And for Christian children, cookies would be left out for Santa Claus. Mistletoe was believed to have possessed supernatural qualities and could be used to heal people. And they also believe that it could ward off evil spirits. And so I don't know how that eventually turned into us kissing. Maybe it's like good luck for the couple that kisses under it. I don't know.
Sure.
But it's believed to ward off evil spirits and heal you. And then the last one is that I thought was fun was Old Man Winter. And let me tell you where I got this. This was from holidayscalendar.com, these little traditions. So the figure of Old Man Winter came from Yule traditions. In Norse tradition, the god Odin would wander the earth during Yuletide and visit people's homes. He was described as being an old man with a long white beard. And this would be the same depiction that Father Christmas would acquire during the 15th century, and then ultimately became like St. Nicholas, St. Nick, Santa Claus, Kris Kringle. Old Man Winter. So I thought those were fun. And then I have some ways to celebrate Yule, but did you have anything to add before we dive into that?
Okay, I was watching some amazing YouTube videos, and one of the women's name was the witch cookery, maybe. Okay, just look up Yule witch cookery. She was so magical. She trekked through the snow. She brought a saw. She got her tree. She brought it inside, and she said that you decorate it with lights and ornaments. And at one time, people did candles, and then they would accidentally, burn their whole house down. I don't recommend doing that today.
Do not do that.
But it was like to represent like the sun and the stars is like why they would put things around the tree. And then that's where she talked about the orange as the wheel and as the sun, and how she would use those dried orange slices in the middle of like an altar, and she would use like cinnamon sticks around it and crystals and all sorts of things. And then I'm sure you'll mention the Yule log, so I won't spoil that one. But what I was thinking about is how I guess I have grown up unintentionally, or not realizing I've been celebrating Yule, because I grew up with the Christmas tree and the goodies and all these things, but we didn't ever have a nativity scene, a story about Jesus. Like we would do Hanukkah and we would do Christmas-esque stuff, but it was never about Christ.
Right.
And so it almost made me feel like, oh, I've been doing Yule for my whole life.
That makes sense.
And if I remember correctly, Yule is part of Norse, Germanic, and Scandinavian,
I think so,
paganism. Okay. And it just... Oh, and then there's a tradition where on the 21st, a lot of people stay up all night. They stay up all night. They have deep conversations. They light a bunch of candles, and they wait for that sun to rise. They play board games. I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I mean, I practically stay up all night, every night.
Like, I will not be doing that. I love to sleep.
3 a.m., you know where I'm at. But I just loved it. Yeah. And then she was so sweet. She was like, here's how I do this. And look her up. Witch cookery Yule. She's got black hair. She's got the most enchanting voice. Loved that. And then the other thing I was thinking is how interesting it was, the things you mentioned about like how Christianity sort of planned things at certain times, and adopted certain things to almost make it more like palatable. You already do this.
Yeah, you're like, it's not that different. Come on over.
And then I was thinking about come on over. And then I was thinking about how if a person grows up in perhaps like strict Christianity, there's like, you know, you are not allowed to watch Harry Potter.
Right.
No magic. Now leave out the offering for Santa Claus. Like, hey, no. Put the magic wand down. We're not doing... Now put the tooth under your pillow.
I know.
And sleep on it. Like, there's so many things that are magical that are just embedded in. There was a third one I thought of, but those are... Now leave the offering and go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed. And when you wake up, you'll be rewarded with presents under the tree.
That a magical man who soars through the sky
came down our chimney
just for you. Do not talk about magic in this house. Everything's magical. I love it all. I love it all. Okay, how are some ways we can celebrate Yule?
So,
and then we'll pivot into some Judaism.
This is funny because what did I copy and paste this little list from? Because the first thing, okay, this is craftofwicca.com. I was looking at, and the first thing it says, do a sacrificial ritual to the sun described below, but I didn't keep that part, so I don't know what that means. I'm pretty sure it was just like making something and like putting it outside.
Oh,
it wasn't.
Historically, it was a horse.
Yeah, something about. I think it was actually making it for dinner, but like wild boars or something. I don't know. Don't do that. Well, do you? You know. This I thought sounded really fun, and I've been wanting to do. Make a wreath by hand to connect with the evergreens. I feel like that'd be really fun.
That's beautiful.
But I will not be doing that because I'm leaving. I'm just kidding.
You're not going to bring those wreath supplies on the flight? Imagine just this.
Like, this sounds like an outside activity, and I'm not doing that in Wisconsin.
Pine needles everywhere. They're like, ma'am, can you put that away? You'll be like, I didn't see anything about you can't make a wreath on a flight.
It fits in the carry-on compartment.
This is my carry-on.
This is my carry-on.
Jim can help if he would like to, but he can watch his movie as well.
But I thought that sounded really fun. Make a winter altar. So you could dress up the altar you already have or make a separate altar and use like holly, evergreens, like cranberries, spiced apple, like drink as like a offering. There's so much stuff you could do. Literally how you decorate for Christmas, you could put that on the altar. Like, it's all very witchy, the things we use. Mistletoe. One common thing is to hold a bonfire, which is always I feel like that's a fun witchy activity for any holiday, but popular for Yule. I want to hear more about making a Yule log if you learned more in depth. But I thought it was interesting that what they would do is cut down a tree and start feeding it in from the top. And then they would scooch it in a little bit as needed. And I'm like, this also seems like a fire hazard. What if it just starts coming out of the fireplace? But it was meant to burn for like the 12 days or whatever. Like, you scooch it in every day.
You know, there was a mother. You know, there was a woman who was like, how about we just do a log?
Maybe like, you were not supposed to chop it up. It was like, no, it stays in one piece.
You know, there was a mom that was like, I have so much to do. I am not keeping an eye on this tree.
I cannot keep the fire all day. And then, it varies, but just having like a little something to celebrate for the 12 days of Yule. So, maybe there's like a little offering you want to make each day, setting intentions each day, doing something small to celebrate for the 12 days, which is it changes. What I also thought was interesting, because then there's the 12 days of Christmas. So the 12 days of Yule would be like the 21st to the 1st. But then for Christmas, it's the 25th to January 6th, which is the Epiphany, or the arrival of the three wise men to, Jesus' manger. So that's interesting that, the dates just shift a little bit. But the 12 days of Yule. And tell us a little bit more about Yule logs.
Well, this is all I really know. So I was going to share the fact about the tree being shoved in slowly but surely. And then eventually it got adapted to a log, and then in France, I believe, they started making a dessert called a Yule log.
Oh, cool.
So that they don't put that in the fire. I think they just eat and enjoy that. But what you can do with your Yule log is you can take slips of paper, and you can write all your wishes and hopes and intentions for the new year, the next calendar year, and you sort of roll them up and stick them into the log. You can do a smaller version of this with a pine cone if you don't have a log handy, and then you toss it in the fire with all your wishes.
Magical.
And it sends that to the universe. I mean, how fun is that?
I love it.
I love it. I wish I had a fireplace.
Me too.
That's going to be next on my
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to have
list.
a fireplace. All day long I have a fireplace on my TV. I just love the noise.
I do too. Fireplace and like images of snow.
Yeah. Snow falling in the background. Meanwhile, I'm dreading living in Wisconsin again during winter.
You'll have
It's
a
on my
great
TV.
cozy tub.
There is a fire. It's not a wood burning, but there's a gas fireplace. There's still flames. I already have.
You just flip the little switch.
I'm gonna put my yoga mat in front of it and do my yoga there in the mornings. I'm gonna make it a vibe. I'm gonna make it the most of it. I'm very excited to be with my family for a longer period of time.
That'll be nice.
But I am gonna be cracking lots of jokes about this so that I can get through it.
And I've always said that.
It's how I heal.
I'm sure your grandma's going to have so much to update you about the gossip of the town.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I'm probably
going to
get in on it. I'm going to be the one hopping around being like, did you hear?
The whole town already knows of your return.
I haven't even told my friends that live there. I'm just going to get there and go out to El Mezcal. Shout out, favorite restaurant ever in the whole world. Can't wait to live there for that.
Is that where I ate with you?
The Mexican restaurant.
Oh, it was great.
They just... Oh, it's so good.
We were there and Sadie's family ran into like 18 people. Hi.
It's a small town.
Oh, hi. I was like, what is
Juliet's
this?
face while we were there was so funny because, we're just in the little waiting area and every single person that walks past us stops.
I was like, what is this?
And then just some of the fashion and stuff. Wisconsin doesn't stay as up to date.
It was like being in 2007.
Yeah, the hairstyle is it's coming back, isn't it? The heavy under eye eyeliner. So
and like the poof, the pompadour. Yeah, is that what it's called?
The snooky poofs are still going on there.
I love it. I mean, I am not a fashion
What if I just start showing
critic?
up? What if I just start showing up to our Zoom recordings and I'm just fully
do it?
So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, but I don't think they listen. Maybe they'll find out right now. But I plan to just be like, oh, let's go to or whatever, and be like, surprise, I'm staying for a while. They'll be excited, but
that'll be fun.
It'll be nice. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like a couple of months, but
I've already booked 8 round-trip flights. No, I haven't. But I have thought about it. I'm like, maybe I'll just visit Wisconsin. No big deal.
I know. But it'll be good. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Oh, we were talking about Yule logs. And then I started joking about fireplaces and all that. Yeah, I'm excited to have a little fireplace of my own, for real. Even though it doesn't burn.
And your doggy.
And my dog. And the very old cat that is...
Tiger.
Oh, good memory. Sometimes I can't remember her name.
Her name's Tiger.
She's like 20 years old.
Truly.
She's really... she's really old. That's why I was like, if I bring Boo home, Boo will unalive her.
I would say Tiger will...
she will not survive.
Will not.
And Max would be so terrified too. He's a very anxious dog. I feel like golden doodles all are. But yeah. So I'm excited. There's plenty of things to be excited about. But anyways, is it time for our educational?
It's time.
Oh wait, before we go into that, let's see. It's Monday. I'm flying home today. Wow, I'm probably devastated right now.
As you're listening to this, Sadie is
getting
sobbing
dropped off at the airport
as she makes her wreath
on the airplane
in seat F 12.
You know what? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'll be okay.
Is Craig dropping you off?
Yeah, we were. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should take an Uber.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like that sounds a little intense.
So sad. Yeah, it'll be fine. And yeah, it's gonna be awful. But anyways, I have 2 giant suitcases to take home with me because I was like, well, if I leave for like travel to somewhere warm, I need stuff for that because I think I'm gonna go to like New Zealand and like the Philippines or something. And so I'm like, well, I have to pack for that trip too. So it's a whole thing. There's been a lot going on. But anyways, it's ad time.
It's ad time.
And we have a lot of fun things happening. We have I'm blanking.
I'll say what's going on. Sadie's up in a plane right now. So we have 3 amazing ways that you can be in our world. The newest one is the Alchemy Collective. Woo! If you attended our Be the Alchemist Turn Shit into Gold masterclass, which it's happening tonight in this real time, but when you listen, it will have happened last Wednesday. It's going to be amazing.
I'm so excited.
It's like the things that channeled through. Oh my gosh. So the Alchemy Collective is going to be a space, a monthly membership. You're like, another membership. There's 3. That's it. We're capping out on 3.
And this one is an all-inclusive if you
get
want it
everything. All. If you want to be in the Coven, in the Psychic Circle, and in the Alchemy Collective, which is high-level mentorship about mindset, manifestation, living as the alchemist, overcoming disappointment, pivoting, being resilient, pursuing your dreams, your visions, and manifesting them no matter what. If you want to do that life with us, if you want to be really like in our whole world, be on up to 6 calls a month with us, and like,
I'm starting my life completely over. This is going to be fucking powerful.
This is going to be
real
huge.
time.
Become alchemists with us. So Alchemy Collective, you get it all. You get it all. You get it all. You get it all. You don't miss a thing. If you just want to be in the Psychic Circle, that's an incredible space. We are sharing the results today of the first photo reading that our babes did.
They did so good.
They did really great.
They've been in the Psychic Circle 1 month, and they are getting so much right on their first ever photo reading.
It's I've had to like zip my lips because I want to be like, you guys are doing amazing. Don't worry.
And they're reading Juliet's really close friend, who I know not super closely, but I know her. So, and I even was reading them and like, dang, they got a lot of these right.
Yeah.
And like everyone touched on something. Like no one didn't get anything at all.
Correct.
Like everyone is doing an incredible job tapping into their intuition, trusting themselves. It's mind-blowing how fast this work opens you up. It's incredible.
It's amazing. We have been building up a guided tapping library, a guided meditation library. The feedback that we're getting from those is like some of the best feedback we've ever received. So if you want to open your intuition, if you want to be in a safe, supportive, loving space with other babes with similar goals, whether you want to do readings or just for your own life, there's not a downside to being intuitive.
No,
there really isn't. There's only benefits.
Open up so much for you.
The Psychic Circle is an amazing place to be. And then, of course, we have the Coven, which is our witchy space. And it's a little bit more casual, laid-back fun. It's where witches can come together. You might make a lifelong friend. We've seen that happen many times. And it's a place to sort of chat casually with us, ask questions about witchcraft, share your day-to-day life, your outfits, your pets, the spells you're casting, ask questions about astrology. It is so much fun. And if you step into the Alchemy Collective, you get it all. You get all 3 Discord communities. You get 6 live calls a month. You don't have to come to all of them if you're a busy person. There's always replays available, but you have the option. In 2023, these are set up to grow and welcome in every single babe who wants to join.
And what's amazing is the moment you join any of these spaces, there's masterclass replays. There's libraries. The Coven has like, I think 9 or 10 really cool masterclasses.
Oh, and you get Basic Witch 101.
You get Basic Witch 101, which is an introduction to witchcraft. I know we have a lot of new people in our space and a lot of new listeners, so welcome. Hi. And if you're like, I want to be a witch, I am a witch, I don't know where to start, this is where you start, is Basic Witch 101 in the Coven, a supportive space, psychic circle. You also get that library, you get call replays, and the Alchemy Collective, you get it all. Like, there's so much in there already. The value is absolutely bonkers. I'm just so excited. Every time I go in there and add something new, I'm just like, yes, it's so fun.
It's so exciting. We're creating like a 24/7 like witchy magical Netflix for you.
Basically, it's the Netflix for mystics, if you ask me.
I love it. And Sadie mentioned something about beginner witches, beginner psychics. We are your girls.
Yes.
We are your girls. We love helping, guiding, nurturing, supporting, inspiring brand new beginner witches, brand new beginner intuitives, brand new beginner alchemists. Because it wasn't terribly long ago.
Right.
But we were brand new beginners. You watched our journey unfold. And so, it's like everybody starts their piano lessons with someone. And we're the girls. And it's so much fun that you'll probably stay a while, because there is something very powerful, magical, and exciting that happens the closer you come into our world. Like the transformations that happen, the fun that happens, it's just a joy. So we are so excited to truly do life with you in 2023. And so if you love what the podcast brings into your life, can you even imagine what can you imagine that? It's a whole vibe. You can also order. We have Intuitive Magic Oracle. We have the holographic deck. We have these beautiful decks that I will now be the one shipping them to you. So you get a little Juliet magic.
And don't worry, I gave her all of the sparkles and the flower petals. Still get...
Let's pull a card. Let's pull a card for you, Sadie.
Holographic magic. Oh boy, okay.
Here's a card for Sadie Lady. Oh, movement. Time to move.
What card did pull up for me? Oh, the card I got was Creatrix. What does being a Creatrix mean to you? Do you feel like a Creatrix? Why or why not? Stepping into that Creatrix energy, recreating my freaking life.
Yes, she is. Better than ever.
Better than ever.
Better than ever. So these are the best decks. If you've ever seen us do a live reading, we tend to do live readings at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays on Instagram, Pacific time, 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, Pacific time. That's going to continue even while we are remote.
Yes.
So you'll see those are the decks that we use, and you can bring home your own. We have a really great deal on a holiday bundle. You can get both decks and a pack of stickers for $111. And I'll ship it to you.
Yay. All right, now is the time.
Now it's time.
For educational Hanukkah song?
Yes. It's time. Hang on, give me a second to set it up. Sadie, entertain the guests.
Oh no.
The guests.
The guests. Hi, I'm Sadie. I guess big news is that my nails are really short.
Which they're not. They're long. They're objectively long.
One of the things I'm devastated about, many things, is not having my nail art anymore with Carly. I'll be okay, but it's definitely added to the sadness.
I know. And there's a restaurant we eat at every single why does this look so funny? Every single Wednesday, and they like know us by name.
I know. They say, hi, goddesses. They listen to the podcast.
They're like, can we get anything for the goddesses? And we're like, oh no, we have to tell them.
I know.
Okay. What I forgot the chords. Okay, so you all know, hopefully, and if you don't, you need to look it up. Adam Sandler has a Hanukkah song, and it's the best Hanukkah song ever. But I changed it a little bit, and I shortened it a little bit, because I have just been learning so much. And I thought, this is a fun way. You know, you guys, I've just been feeling like people will learn something 30 seconds ago, and then they'll teach it to others in a tone as if they've known it for years. And it drives me nuts because I believe that most people would like to be good people and would like to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And if they were informed or if they researched on their own, they would do the right thing. They would say the right thing.
Absolutely.
And to come at people with a tone of, why didn't you know this? When they probably didn't know it until they saw a TikTok 2 days earlier. I just don't like that. So I'm going to teach you something with love and positivity. And my nails are long, so the guitar is going to sound like garbage because I refuse to cut my nails. They're way too pretty right now. Put on your yarmulke. Here comes Hanukkah. So much funukkah to celebrate Hanukkah. Did you know witches have ties to anti-Semitism? If you didn't, it's time for you to listen. People said Jews were worshiping the devil.
Oh.
They've even accused us of blood libel. That's when you eat a Christian child as like a sacrifice. Think about Hocus Pocus, everybody. The Pope made Jewish people back in the 1200s wear a tall black pointed hat when they went out in public. That was a Jewish thing.
Whoa.
It was called a Judenhut, and it's the origin of the witch hat, and it wasn't nice at all. It was an indicator, like in the Nazi times.
Oh my.
We're also depicted with larger or hook noses. That's suspicious. So tell your friend Veronica, it's time to celebrate Hanukkah. Something, something, Hanukkah. The guitar is so bad. My nails are so long. I'm so sorry. Kanye West.
Oh no.
Not a Jew. I had to throw that in. But good luck. I hope you come around soon. So drink your gin and tonica and smoke your marijuana. I don't, but many of you do, and I support that. If you really wanna have a happy, 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 happy Hanukkah.
Well, we laughed. We were surprised. We learned a lot. That was a great song.
Thank you. I was up late.
Wow, I knew the nose depiction was a very offensive referral back to that, but I did not know that about the hats.
The Judenhut, yeah. So I think it was Germany, in the 1200s, the Pope, being a jerk, made every Jewish person wear this hat that looked exactly like a witch's hat out in public. It was like the yellow armband.
Yeah.
And if you were punished, like if you were, your punishment was that you had to stand in the town square and wear that hat. Like even if you weren't Jewish, like the worst thing you could be seen as is Jewish.
Oh my gosh.
And there's less than 1% of Jewish people in the whole world. I never can get over that.
Well, boy, you just are so magical and powerful and everyone's jealous.
Yeah. And I also learned that a lot of people, do you remember in like 2004, everybody was doing Kabbalah, like Madonna, and they all wore the little red bracelets. Mm-hmm. And
it was like a trendy thing.
Super not cool. It's like saying we're just gonna try out hoodoo. Like it's super like closed and connected to Judaism. So I learned that. So if any of you are like, I'm gonna try that, maybe don't. Yeah, but I just thought let's learn a little something on this happy Hanukkah. You dressed up so nice to deliver.
I know, I was
such
like
difficult news.
The hilarity of me in a slutty Santa costume being like, so I'm single now. It doesn't even feel like that. I don't know whatever. But anyways, I did think about that when I was getting ready. I was like, well, this is a funny episode to deliver this news dressed like this.
I like it. We go big or we go home.
We go big. We bring the drama. Yeah, I'll share more of this journey, but just know that, like, I know so many people found us through Craig, and like we like I just want to just bring home again that this was like a mutual decision out of love, and there is like, please no one feel like, oh no, do I have to not be a fan of one of them or something? Absolutely not. We are big fans of each other. We are like so excited to cheer each other on. Like, I would be heartbroken if anyone said, oh, I'm gonna stay with Goddess Hangs and not be a fan of Craig's anymore. I don't want that at all, and he doesn't want that either. We're parting with like so much love, which makes it way fucking harder. I wish that we I don't want to manifest that, but boy, the relationships that have ended because of, you know, just there was no other choice or whatever were easier to move past. This one's going to be really hard, but
you don't have to choose between mom and dad. They both love you.
Nope. No choosing here. We're very much in this together. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there again. We're actually probably going to talk about it together at some point down the road when we've moved on, because we have a lot to share about this choice and this journey, because it's probably the most mature choice I've ever made in my life, because we really could have we really could have stayed together, had a family, done all those things, but it wouldn't be us fulfilling our full potential. We could have done that, but we both know that we're holding ourselves back, and there's just a misfiring happening, and we would have been perfectly fine doing that. We would have made the most of it, but it's not the right thing. It's not what's meant. There's something beyond ourselves that's like, no, it's time, which is really hard to trust, but we're doing it. So anyways, thank you all for your love and support.
Thank you.
And there's been various women in our community who have made big relationship leaps similar to this that have inspired me and made me feel very brave and confident that I can do it too. So shout out to you. I'm sure you could be like, oh, probably me. Yes, you. And I'm grateful that I get to do this with supportive family and friends and all of you. So thank you.
I'm not going to sing what I was about to sing. As we go on, we remember the backdrop, all the times we had together. These chairs. And as our lives change, or whatever, this little table, we will still be friends forever. You're going to see us with a new backdrop, and it's going to be epic as always. Yes. And we're so excited to stay on this journey with you and keep doing life together and learning and growing, and I can't wait to see what's next for Sadie Lady.
Whew. For now, just a lot of crying. But not forever.
Oh my gosh, send Sadie some love this week. Let her know you support her, you have her back. And we're just so grateful for you, and again, I'm just very proud of you.
Thank you.
It's a big decision. And I just see you like, you're going to be very, 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 very happy.
Yes, I will.
And you'll be back.
And I'll be back. I'll be back. I got to come back for Boo and Juliet.
Yes. We'll be waiting eagerly.
All right, lovelies. Have a very happy holiday week. We're so grateful for you. Check out the Coven, the Psychic Circle, Alchemy Collective. We're so excited to meet you and greet you in those spaces if you choose to join us. Follow us on social media. We're the same handles on both Instagram and TikTok, at Goddess Hangs, at I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.